So welcome to our Wednesday morning, early morning flow today. So let's start with an oil. Grab an oil. I'm using Cypress, the oil of flow today. Put your hands together. Close your eyes. Arrive in your breath. Take a deep breath. Soften the jaw. Just take a moment to check in with how you're feeling. And always honour that. Let's bring one hand on our heart and one hand onto our womb space. Just tune in to our heart, to our lungs. Feeling that love. And breathing that love in for yourself. And exhale, slowly exhale out through the mouth. This time, breathing that love in for yourself and sending that love down into your womb space, the space of birthing creative ideas. We're approaching a Leo full moon. And Leo is in essence about ourselves, the individual, and also connecting to our creative. Taking one more long breath, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And let's start to move into our shoulders, bringing the hands down to the thighs and taking the shoulders up to the ears and rolling them back. Oh, and you'll need a strap and a block for today. Rolling the shoulders back. If like Cora, you've just come home late and come on for a flight, shoulders always feel a little bit tweaky. And then bring your hands up onto your elbows and then just roll the shoulders round. And then change direction. And then bringing your arms up to the sky. So inhale, stretch up. Find that little engagement of your pelvic floor. So just a little lifting of the pelvic floor and a rooting down of the seat bones. Inhale, stretch up. Bring your right hand down to the floor. Bring the left arm up and over and draw that left shoulder back so you're opening into the side body. Take a breath. And exhale. Change sides. You can walk that left finger away a little bit, just opening up from hip bone to fingertip. And then coming back to the center, bringing your hands onto your knees. And we're just going to work. So this week our theme is aging. So I've been looking at all these different breathing techniques that are good for rejuvenating the skin, okay? And one that is really good is the Bhastrika breath. Okay, so this is the one where we do it's breath of fire in Kundalini. It's the belly goes out, belly goes back, belly goes out, belly goes back. Okay, it's an even, balanced breath, sometimes called Bhastrika. And we're going to do this with some movement today. So your arms go straight and your chest comes forward and then you roll back. So the arms are kind of straight here. And you're feeling that stretch into the lower back. And we're going to sync that up with this rejuvenating Bhastrika breath. It's really interesting when you start to look up all of these breaths that we do anyway. Any type of pranayama is good for the skin because it oxygenates the blood and it makes our skin look more glowy, okay? So we're going to do this with the breath, but these fierce ones tend to be better because they regulate the endocrine system as well, okay? So we inhale with your breath, okay? So we're going to start forward. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, roll the tongue, put the tip of the tongue onto the palate. Hold the breath. Exhale, inhale, take your hands up to the sky and then bring your hands around to the right. Take a little twist. Inhale, take your hands up to the sky again. Exhale, left side, a little twist to fire up the digestion. And then another round of Bhastrika, hands on knees. Here we go, 20 pumps. Stimulating the digestion. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, tip of the tongue to the palate, retain the breath. Engage pelvic floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly exhale. Hold on empty. Beautiful. And then we're going to come up to all fours pose. And we're going to take a little cat-cow. So I'm going to face you because we're going to bring this right leg out to the side. So just a couple of cat-cows here. Just releasing into the spine. Hands under shoulders. Noticing your spine today. One more. And it might be good to have something under your knees if you haven't got it already. And then we're going to extend that right leg. So first of all, keep the knee bent. And you're just going to move that right leg out to the side, just trying to activate the core, so drawing navel slightly back to spine, and just flexing the foot, moving into the leg, okay? Trying to keep the hip bones level, so we're working the core in a gentle way. And then bring that right foot and place that right foot, you may want to take socks off, that right foot onto the floor, long ways, okay? Checking that left knee's okay. And then from here, you're going to press into your hands and bring your hands up to the sky. Stretching up. And then the right toes come towards you. So just have a little stretch out. Okay. And then bring that right foot back down and press down. So you may need to bring that leg back. So press down. So you're activating the outside edge of that foot to open up the inner thigh. From here, a little lift of the pelvic floor, the left hand goes down, the right arm goes over. We're going to do some little flows here, gripping in to the floor. Beautiful. Exhale. Inhale. Flowing with your breath. And then this time we're going to extend down the leg to wherever you are, hold on to thigh or to shin, and bring that left arm up to the sky. And holding here, pressing down into the foot, gate pose. Take a breath, clear it out. Inhale, take both hands up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands down to the floor or to blocks and turn that right foot, the toes towards you. So you really open up into the inner thigh. From here, walk your hands forward. And just release forward, just taking a breath here, just feeling in. On your next inhale, walking your hands back under your shoulders, bringing the knee back in alignment to the hips, leveling off the hips, and we're going to do the other side. So first of all, we're just working with like a little froggy leg, extending the left leg, back of the neck long, looking down towards your hands. If you've got a sock on like I have, then remove it. And then place that left leg, extend the leg, bring all four corners of the foot down so you feel a real opening. Walking your hands towards you, make sure that right knee feels comfortable. Root to rise, coming up. Inhale, and then just turn the toes towards you to feel that little stretch in the calf on the inner thigh. And then place the foot back down, all four corners of the foot down, the foot parallel to the short edge of the mat, pressing down into the outside edge of the foot to open up the thigh. Here we go, a little flow. Just listening to your body. If you've got any shoulder niggles, then you can keep the arms down. So the legs are your roots, they're very stable. A little activation of the pelvic floor. Every day we should be doing pelvic floor exercises. Little lifting up. And then extend the left hand down the leg, right arm comes over, take a breath here in your gate pose, Parigraha. Beautiful. Press into the feet, coming up, extending the hands, pressing the hands down in front of you. Turn the toes, so the toes come forward and you're pressing into the ball of the foot. Really feel that deep opening on the inner thighs. Walk the hands forward as far as feels comfortable and release down from here, taking just a couple of breaths. And then coming up, walking your hands towards you, coming back to all fours. From here, pressing into the hands, fingers wide, hugging the upper arm bones in and coming into downward facing dog. And let's take the feet, oh, my music's just gone off. Take the feet a little bit wider than the hips, soften the knees a little bit. And then we're going to come onto the outside edge of the right, inside of left. So we do a little kind of twisty pose. So we're just twisting and we're lowering down a little bit. And again, keep finding that little activation of the core as you do this, a little lifting of the pelvic floor. That's it. Change sides, inside of right, outside of left. Don't worry too much about how it looks. Just really feeling in, getting nice and juicy into those hips today. Changing sides. Beautiful. Coming back to your downward facing dog. Okay, now if you've got any shoulder niggles or you're feeling a bit tired today, drop the knees and come down and come into cat and cow. If not, we're going to play with this little flow. And so it's like a wave. So the knees are coming down and we're coming up, and it can be a small little movement, but know that cat-cow is always there to you, okay? And then we can start to move a little bit more. So the knees come down and our shoulders are over our wrists. And we're just flowing like a wave, listening to your body. This is quite strong. Stay with me, getting that blood flow going. So again, downward facing dog, and these poses, and come back into downward facing dog. No, you can drop the knees if it's strong. Take an inhale and exhale. Start to step your feet to the front of your mat. And keep your hands down here. So keep your hands down, even if you need to bend the knees a little bit, okay? And you're going to take your left hand across to the right ankle or right shin, and then take the right arm up to the side or to the sky. Take a little inhale. Ooh, getting into the solar plexus, where the liver and the kidney resides, and then bring the hand down, cross it over, the right hand over the left, take the right hand on the left ankle or shin, and then take the left arm up. Oh. And then release forward, and just take a little few bobs here. Just let your hands just bob. So all of these poses, asanas in yoga, where we take the head below the heart, Mudra rise, coming all the way up, are said to be rejuvenating for the skin. Inhale, bring your hands up to the sky, because we really get that blood flow into the brain and into the head. Also good for memory and brain fog. And again, inhale, take your hands up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Let's invite the sunshine in today. Inhale, take your hands up, press the palms. Exhale, fold forward, soften the knees. Hands can come to shins, to thighs, to blocks or floor. And then inhale, look forward, straighten the legs, flatten the back. Exhale, ground your hands, step back. Option to come into plank pose or to drop your knees. See where you're at in your practice. Take a moment. Drop your knees, drop your torso, coming down to Sphinx as I am doing now, or to Cobra with your hands under your shoulders, or if up dog is your thing, then up dog. And then releasing all the way down, bringing your hands under your shoulders, thumbs kind of in alignment with nipples in that pose actually, and then release all the way back, coming back into extended child's. Take a breath, take a moment. Inhale, curling up, knees under hips, tucking your toes, either cat-cow or downward facing dog. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, slide that left foot across to the middle of the mat Take your right leg up, lift the right leg. If it feels sweet, come onto the tippy toes of the left foot and really stretch that leg. You can even fan it over if you want to fan it over towards the left, if that feels sweet for your body. And then inhale, straighten the leg, bring the right hip bone down to meet the left. And exhale, plant your foot in between your hands and root to rise, coming up to warrior two. So the hips are kind of towards the long edge of the mat. And drop your shoulders down away from the ears so there's space in the neck, palms facing down, front knee in alignment to ankle, left hand, back hand comes onto straight leg, front hand comes up and over so your legs don't move, a little engagement of the pelvic floor. We're going to flow here. Left arm can skim the ear, and again, two more like this. And release. Last one. Option here to find a little twisted pose. So option with the twist is to bring this forearm down and then to bring the left arm around to the right hip crease and twist from here. If you're feeling mega strong today, you can drop this right arm under and catch and find your twist from here. And just holding for a breath or two. So seeing where you're at in your body. And just drawing that left shoulder back, opening the left side of the ribs. Beautiful. Root to rise, coming back up to your warrior two. Windmill your hands down either side of the front foot and step back to plank pose. Option to drop your knees, take a breath here. Then drop the knees, drop the torso. Inhale, Sphinx pose, Cobra, connecting into the feet and the legs. Exhale, releasing down, pressing back, taking a breath in extended child's. Knowing you can always stay here for longer if you need. Inhale, curling up, knees in alignment to hips, downward facing dog. Sliding your right foot to the middle of the mat, taking the left leg up to the sky. Option to just lift here or to come onto the tippy toes of the right foot and really lift. Pressing into the hands. Option to fan over towards the right side. Beautiful. We are inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, plant the foot in between your hands. And then coming up to warrior two on this time. So warrior one, our hips are facing the short edge. Warrior two, our hips are facing the long edge. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Look over the middle finger of the left hand. Press into the feet. Toes of the back foot slightly turned in. And then bring your back hand onto your thigh and your front arm up and over. So your legs are your roots, they're not moving. Again, a little squeezing of the pelvic floor. Finding your flow. Beautiful, Cora. Beautiful, Emma. Last one. And then we're going to come into the little bound version. So either here with the right hand around to the hip crease, rolling that shoulder back, or bringing the hand under the leg and finding the hand, or just placing your back hand onto your bum and then just opening from here. My legs are quite tired from all the yoga I've been teaching, so I'm going to do the easier version. Beautiful. Inhale, root to rise, coming up, taking your hands up to the sky, to the short edge of the mat, framing the front foot, stepping back, coming into our plank pose. Let's drop our knees, drop our chest, and then releasing down. From here, we're going to bring our hands, so extend the arms, the palms are facing down, and lift the torso, pressing into the feet, first one. And then releasing down, and this time pointing the toes, if that feels good for your back, and lifting the legs and the hands off the floor. And breathing here, making sure there's no tension in the low back. Rolling the shoulders down the back body. One more breath. And then releasing down. Take a second, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, pressing back. Either to child's or straight into downward facing dog. Beautiful. Taking a rest here. Exhale. And then let's step our feet towards the front of the mat. Slide hands to shins or to thighs. Flatten the back, straighten the legs, look forward. And then exhale, fold in, coming into your forward fold. Just bring your hands around to the backs of your legs and just feeling into the backs of your legs, your calves, your ankles, feeling into that stretch. Maybe you want to look forward again. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, root to rise. Bring your hands up over your head and bring your hands to your heart. And then step your left foot wide. So take your feet as wide as you can, with the outside edges of your feet flush to the short edge of the mat. And then we're going to bring our hands onto our hips, roll the shoulders back. So again, you don't really want, if you want to have a good grip on your feet. So leg warmers are actually quite handy for winter yoga because you're still able to get that grip. So roll back, inhale, look forward, come forward halfway, see how that feels. So you're really activating the legs. And then inhale, coming up again. So we're holding on to those hip bones. This time we're going to go down and go a little bit further forward, or stay here. If you've got low blood pressure, stay here. If not, then you can release and go forward. So you're really activating the legs and your fingers are just digging into your belly. So you're just gently drawing the tummy back, the core, activating the core and finding your pelvic floor. Beautiful. Keep drawing the thighs back, pressing into the feet, and then inhale, coming all the way up. Okay, so option 2 is we're going to take the arms back so the palms face down. Now, if you don't have a shoulder issue like I do, you may want to bind. It does feel really sweet. So you're going to bind your fingers, roll the shoulders back. But if you've got a shoulder issue, then this is a definite no-no. So I'm going to do the shoulder issue version, which is this, okay? So you're just rolling the shoulders back. So you find that space and then release forward. Anything to do with the shoulder, I would avoid binds. And then you're going to release forward, either halfway as I am now, or a little bit further. See how it feels for you. And then from here, and if you're kind of not binding, you can do what I'm doing, just bring your hands onto your bum so you're still feeling it. And then we're going to start to move into the right knee and the left. And you may want to even just move your shoulders a little bit. If your shoulders are feeling good, you can just kind of move them in the bind as you're moving into the right leg and into the left leg. Coming back to that breath, connecting to the breath, strengthening the legs. 2 more. And then we're going to start to come up, but stay with this movement from side to side in the legs. That's it, opening the hips, strengthening the big muscles in the glutes, in the thighs. And then inhale, bringing your hands up over your head. Exhale, bringing your hands to your heart. And then inhale, taking your hands up. So both hands are in alignment to the shoulders. And exhale, floating forward, bringing your hands down to the floor or down to a block so that they're actually on the floor. And then from here, you're going to walk your hands across towards your left foot. Okay, and your hands may connect to the ankle or they may just be on the floor. So if they're connecting to the ankle, the right hand will be connecting to the ankle and then the left hand will start to lift up to the sky. An option for the left hand to stay here, or left hand can come onto the small of the back, or left hand can come around to the right hip crease and then lift up and really draw that left shoulder blade and the left side of the ribs up towards the sky. So your right arm is straight. Pressing just gently on the ankle. And then your next inhale, release that left arm from the back. Bring it back down. Walk your hands all the way back so your legs are straight. This time your left hand is going to either stay on the floor or hook around the right ankle, and your right arm is going to lift out to the side, up to the sky, or onto the small of the back, the sacrum, or around to the left hip crease. And then lift that right shoulder and look either to the side or up to the sky, checking in with your neck. Breathe in here, really, really drawing that energy down into the feet. Beautiful, Ria. Beautiful, Cora. One more breath. On your next inhale, taking the arm up to the sky, sliding it down, walking both arms to the center, and then walking your arms forward so you come into a really wide downward facing dog. So really walk the hands forward as much as you can, and then draw the bones in your bum and your seat bones back. So you feel this complete openness. Opening to love, opening to grace today. Take a deep breath in. And then walking your hands all the way back to the center. Root to rise, bringing your hands up to the sky. And exhale, bringing your hands down to your heart. Let's come down to seated. And let's just do a little seated pose here. So we're going to take the right leg and come to seated, bring the right leg so that you're kind of cradling your right, God, I forget my body parts. It must be a menopause thing. Your right shin. And then just cradle, that's it, beautiful. And then from here, you're going to take both hands around that right foot, lovingly looking at your feet, and then just start to bow and arrow that right leg. So you're just going to bow and arrow that right leg, okay? And then from here, option to take hands on both sides of the foot and either just stay with a little bit of a bent leg or to extend and feel that stretch in that right leg. So bringing the little pinky toe edge of the foot round. Beautiful. Lovely, lovely. And then we're going to take that right leg, bring it over the left, and then come up and come into a twist towards the right side. So listen to your body. This could be enough of a twist, or maybe you want to go around a little bit more, or maybe you want to bring the arm or the elbow over the knee. And then come back to the center and change sides. So first of all, we just cradle our leg baby. I do a funky, well, I did before I had my bad shoulder, do a funky arm balance with this, but in a half an hour class it wouldn't be right to do it. And then from here, another great way to open the hip, you're going to bow and arrow. So you bring the hand around the outside edge of that foot and you just really get in. It's a good way to get into the hips. And then we're going to extend the leg. Option to bring the head to the knee if that feels nice. Option to ignore me and stay with one of the first versions. And then bringing the leg over. Sitting up tall and either just a little micro bend to the left or a little bit more. Or if you choose to bring that arm or elbow over the leg and move a little bit more deeply, then you can. Coming back to the center, bringing both of your feet together, holding onto the ankles. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, folding forward. Just wherever you get to, releasing forward. And then walking your hands back. So option to take a lying Shavasana or a seated Shavasana. We can do Shavasana seated. So if you want to join me and do a seated Shavasana, as long as you're sitting comfortably and you feel supported, just closing your eyes. Bringing your hands onto your thighs, but maybe you want to lie. It's always nice to lie. And I want to share a little reading with you today. So just get comfy. Make sure you're warm. Always taking this little bit of time at the end of our practice to absorb. It's so important. And just allowing your body to relax. And I want to share this little reading with you by Donna Ashworth, and it's called Aging Isn't About Lost Youth. Aging isn't about lost youth. It's about finding who your true friends are, the difference between shiny and worthy, the confidence to be yourself in any room, the time to dedicate to the things that bring you joy, the wisdom to say no to things that don't, the freedom to choose your own path in life, the courage to be happy in your own skin, the knowledge that very little really truly matters in the end. Aging isn't about lost you, my friends. No, it's not. I haven't lost a thing. In fact, except perhaps my ability to give a toss about things that won't matter when I'm gone. And remember, not everyone gets the chance to grow older. It is truly a privilege denied to many. No, aging isn't about lost youth. It's about finding who you were meant to be all along. Just laying here for a last minute, feeling held, feeling supported. You're welcome to stay here if you do have more time. But for those of us that need to finish, I'm going to invite you to bring your hands onto your heart. Connect into your heart. Connect into love. And then slowly starting to stretch your arms. Bringing your knees into your belly and rolling over onto your side and coming up to seated. And we'll close out our practice today with an Almond 3 Shanties. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, thank you, thank you.